7 years cataloging dead people's things will do something to your sense of proportion, not callousness. Exactly, more like calibration. You learn to hold grief at arm's length, because grief belongs to the family, and you are not the family. You are the one with the clipboard. My name is Renata Voss. I work in forensic estate liquidation. When someone dies, and no one can agree on what anything is worth, or where it came from, or whether the signature on the painting is real, they call me. I fly in, I document, I assign value, and I leave. I have done this in 41 countries. I have walked through rooms that still smelled like the person who died in them. I have opened drawers that no one else wanted to open. I have found things I will not describe in rooms I will not name. It does not follow me home. That is not a brag. It is a professional requirement. So when the commission came through in late June, I accepted it the same way I accept all of them. The fee was high. The documentation was thin. The location was listed only as a private archival facility, coordinates provided, somewhere in the interior of Iceland. No road name, no facility name, no client name on the letterhead, just a registered number I did not think to look up. I thought about that later. Not for long. The helicopter left me at a concrete platform cut into a hillside, surrounded by tundra moss and volcanic rock, and a sky that would not go dark. Midsummer in Iceland. The sun just circles. It never drops. There is something in that. A brightness that refuses to end, that starts to feel less like light and more like pressure after the first few hours, like being watched by something that does not blink. The facility entrance was a steel door set, flush into the hillside, painted a color I can only describe as the specific gray of old teeth. No signage, a keypad that accepted the 6-digit code from my paperwork on the first try. Inside, the air was cold and still, and carried a smell I placed immediately. Old paper, binding glue, the particular dry sweetness of documents stored at controlled humidity for a very long time. I have worked in archives before. This felt like one. Long corridors, fluorescent lighting, metal shelving units running floor to ceiling on both sides, boxed files, labeled drawers, the quiet hum of climate control running somewhere behind the walls. Professional, I thought, organized. I was halfway down the first corridor before I noticed the labels. Not catalog numbers, names. Every drawer had a name on it, first name, last name, in small clean type. Thousands of them. I stopped at one row and read maybe a dozen. People, just names of people, stretching down the hall as far as I could see in both directions. I told myself it was a personnel archive. HR records. Something administrative. That is the thing about a wrong detail when you are trained to assess. Your brain offers explanations before you have finished reading. It is faster than doubt. Then I found a drawer with my name on it. Not a drawer that resembled my name, not a similar name. My full legal name, Renata Edda Voss, in the same small clean type as all the others, slotted into a row between two names I did not recognize. The label looked old. The paper had yellowed slightly at the edges, the way documents do when they have been in place for a long time. I was born 44 years ago. This label had been here longer than that. I stood there for 11 seconds. I counted. Then I pulled the drawer open. Inside was a single folder. Inside the folder was a single sheet. A list, handwritten in a script I could read but not identify, and at the top, in the same hand, 3 words. What you kept. Below that, a column of entries. Things I had taken over the years, not stolen exactly. Or not always. A small painting I had attributed below value and purchased myself before the estate sale. A letter I removed from a collection because it mentioned someone I knew and I thought it would cause problems. A ceramic piece I dropped and reported as already broken. 17 items. Every one of them was there. The dates were correct. The descriptions were exact. The part I have never said out loud comes next. At the bottom of the list, there were 2 columns. One was labeled as given, and one was labeled as kept. The given column was longer, by a lot. Most of the kept column was things I did not even remember deciding. Small deflections, a word withheld at the right moment. A piece of information I had and did not share, because sharing it would have complicated things. The list knew the difference between what I had done deliberately and what I had done without noticing. It had counted both. I was still holding the folder when I heard the footsteps. An older man came around the end of the corridor. White shirt, rolled sleeves, reading glasses on a chain. He carried a clipboard and did not look surprised to see me. He said his name was Gudmundur. He said he had been the head archivist here for a long time. Then he said something that took me a moment to process. He said he used to be the head archivist here, past tense, about himself, standing in front of me. I asked him what this place was. He said it was a sorting facility. He said everything that comes in eventually gets sorted. He said most people, when they finally understood the system, found it was fairer than they expected. He said the word most with a pause before it that I did not care for. I asked him what happened to people who did not pass the sort. He looked at my folder, then at me. Then he said, very quietly, that the facility had been here for a long time, and that in all that time no one had failed the sort entirely, not one person. But some, he said, had needed more time. Some had needed to do something first, before the column balanced. I asked him what that meant. He smiled, not unkindly. He said I had probably already figured it out. He was right. I had. I put the folder back in the drawer. I closed it. Then I walked back down that corridor, past thousands of names in the cold, quiet air, back toward the entrance, and I started thinking about every item on that list. Not what I could return. Some of it was gone. But what I could account for, what I could correct. Even at a distance, even now, Gudmundur did not follow me. When I reached the door and turned to look back, the corridor was empty. I have not taken the return flight yet. The helicopter is scheduled. I have 2 days before it comes. I keep thinking about that second column, how long it was, how many small things it contained that I never counted as decisions. I am going to be here for a while.